Hi all and welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Lorena. This is going to be a vlog of my first ever readathon. It is a 24-hour readathon and it's a Rory Gilmore themed one. So this weekend, Kiara Foster and Carla Marie Reid are hosting a 24-hour Rory Gilmore readathon. So as you can imagine, it's trying to read like Rory in 24 hours, so as much as you can. And also they have a little bingo card, I'll put it right here. And I'm going to try and attempt to tick off all of them, or at least as much as I can. I am super excited. I have chosen 4 books off of the Rory Gilmore list, which I'll link below in the description if you want to see. I have went for the shorter ones because I want to feel like I've actually accomplished something in 24 hours. I remember I did the challenge, like kind of quiz a few years ago, and I know I didn't get very many. I can't remember the exact number, but I really want to read more books off that list. There are a lot of classics and things that, you know, the books that I feel like I should read, so this is a really good opportunity. I'm quickly going to let you know what's on my TBR for the 24 hours. And yeah, I don't want to speak too much because then it's going to be really long. And yes, it will be starting at midnight tonight up until 11:59 p.m. 29th of August. So a whole 24 hours. I am going to have to sleep. I know that much. I will have to sleep a little bit at least. My plan is to try and sleep a couple hours before, so then I can kind of split my sleep up. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to get into my TBR. First one I have here is Letters to a Young Poet. As you can see, it is very small. It's the first one that I plan on actually reading, because if I do need to sleep, I think I will after like a couple of hours, at least I can get this one in because it is only about 51 pages, so really simple, easy, and yes, a collection of letters. Yes, so excited to see what that's gonna be like. Plus, I've never really read a collection of letters, so I think it would be good to expand my reading as well. Then I have The Great Gatsby. I have seen the film, I enjoy the film. I look forward to reading the book. It is supposed to be like, you know, American classic, one of these books you are supposed to read. And again, as you can see, it is really not that long. I thought it would be longer actually, The Great Gatsby, but it is 115 pages. I think I can smash that one, no problem. Really, really good. Next one. Now I know this looks like a really huge book. However, it is a collection of 4 novellas from Stephen King. I've never ever read anything by Stephen King. So this will be my first Stephen King kind of book to read. And I am reading Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption. Again, it isn't that big. I don't know where it ends, but it's around about 150 to 200 pages. So not a lot. It's obviously what the film was based on, which I enjoyed when I watched it, so I'm looking forward to actually reading what it was based on, and also reading my first Stephen King book, and then I have 3 other ones at another time that I can read, but yeah, I'm just reading the one in here and not all of this because that would be impossible, and besides the other 3 aren't on the Rory Gilmore reading list, and I do want to read all books that's on that list. The last one, which I don't physically have here, is downloaded on my Kindle, is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, which is extremely short. I think the Kindle edition that I have, I think it was about 30 pages, but I think there's an introduction or something, so I'm going to smash that one, no problem. But yes, will I be able to go through all 4? I hope so. If I finish these, which, I mean, I might. I do have Alice in Wonderland, which is also from the list. Otherwise, I have seen, like, I can download on my Kindle like Othello or something like that. That's also on the list, also quite short. So yeah, really super duper excited to do this. Yes, and I want to tick off all the challenges, and one of them is to read at least 3 books of any length. So that's why I've got 4 as my main TBR. So at least I know I can tick that off, as well as drinking coffee, obviously, because Gilmore Girls, coffee, you know, coffee. And to watch an episode of Gilmore Girls, I haven't rewatched it in quite a few years, so I think it'll just kick me off in the rewatch. I will see you at midnight tonight. Book number 1. What matters is to live everything. Live the questions for now. So I've just finished the first letter from Lorena, and I think I'm going to enjoy this. Like I said, I haven't read a collection of letters before, but in this first one he's basically said, you know, I can't advise you if you should be a writer. It's something that you need to look deep within and kind of search and see if it's something you're supposed to do, which I think is just really good advice. Like, he's not telling him well, you know, it's not good in my opinion, or I think you should change, or whatever. His advice is really to look within and find that validation within, which I think is just really great advice. My first book, yay! So this is not a good angle, I'm gonna change. Wait a minute. So I've just finished my first book of the challenge, which is, like I said before, Letters to a Young Poet by Reina Maria Rilke. I really enjoyed this. I've never read a collection of letters before, so you only see his letters to the young poet, and it's full of advice on writing, on life, love, everything, and they're such wonderfully written letters. I do think we've kind of lost that now. People don't write letters anymore, but these, yeah, a wonderful collection of letters together of the advice that he gives to the poet. You never actually see Francis Capus's letters, you just see his responses, and yeah, really enjoyed it. So by reading this one, I ticked off a few of the bingo card prompts. So I read a classic book, literally says classic on the front. Read a book from the Rory Gilmore reading list. All the books I've chosen from that list, so all of them will tick that. And then I also ticked off read while listening to music. So I did start off with the Gilmore Girls kind of soundtrack. I found a playlist, but so yeah, definitely got those 3. I'm not too sure about read a cozy book. I think I'll decide at the end of the day if I've really ticked that one off, maybe, because like, you know, cozy vibes, like sitting down, writing a letter to someone, maybe. But I'm going to go on to my second book now. I'm going to pick up The Great Gatsby next. It is 1:30 in the morning. I'm going to read a little bit and then I think I'm going to sleep because I am tired. And when I'm tired, I don't read as quick. I'd be better after some sleep, but I am going to try and read a little bit of this before I go to sleep. Like 2:10. I'm really tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep. But I finished the first chapter in The Great Gatsby. So yeah, we've met Nick Carraway, who's obviously the narrator, Daisy, his cousin, her husband Tom, and Miss Baker. And then at the very end, there's like a little glimpse of Mr. Gatsby himself. So yes. It is, like I said before, it is a really thin book, but it is actually quite small writing. I don't know if you can see there. But yeah, no, I'm really tired, so it's a bit hard to read, so I'm going to go to sleep for a while, get up in the morning, and then read because I'm much better in the morning. So, good night, see you in the morning. Just finished chapter 3 of The Great Gatsby. I'm on page 39, so there's about, I think, 90 pages or so left to read. In chapter 3, it's the first party that we actually see of Gatsby's, and yeah, that first section you can really, like, you know, hear the decadence, the luxury, you know, the richness that surrounds him, and then also a little bit of like mystery of like, who is this guy, and like, you know, people talking about him. And then Nick finally also meets him at the party. So yeah, it's the first little bit of us actually seeing him, and you really don't know anything about him, because it doesn't seem that anyone really does. There's that mystery. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. But I'm going to shower now, and then I'm going to have breakfast, coffee, because coffee is needed. I haven't slept too much, didn't have a great night's sleep, and then I'm going to have breakfast. So there'll be a Look Diners inspired breakfast, so I can tick off 2 of the bingo cards, so the coffee and Look inspired meal. So yeah, see you in a bit. Coffee. I love my first cup in the morning. Gonna watch Gilmore Girls. I'm gonna start with the very first episode. I'm gonna watch half, because if I watch the whole thing I'll just won't want to stop, and I'll watch the rest of it at lunch. And this is my Looks inspired meal. So I just finished, I didn't watch the whole episode. I watched about 15 minutes of the first episode of Gilmore Girls. I forgot how you almost meet everyone in those first 15 minutes. Obviously Lorelai, Rory, Luke, Michelle, Mrs. Kim, Lane, Suki, you know, almost everyone. And also you got a glimpse of Dean as well, so pretty cool. But I will watch the rest later on lunch, because I know if I continue to watch I won't be able to stop. So I'm going to get back to reading my book, and I'll check in with you a little bit later. So I have about, I think it's about 55 pages left to read in the Great Gatsby. It is around about 11 o'clock. One of the bingo squares is to read underneath like a study tree or a reading tree. And well, it's okay for me to go to the park here in the UK, but I'm going to do it now this morning. Because there will be less people. Yeah, so I'm sure like I'll be able to sit underneath the tree. It is a bit sunny. It has been raining for like the past week, so I'm sure this afternoon that there's going to be a lot of people like sitting in the park. So yeah, I'm going to read, but I've decided that I'm going to read The Raven underneath the tree, because it's not that big, so I can finish like a whole book underneath the tree is my plan. And yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'll film a little bit, and then yeah, speak soon. I had to move reading trees because there were lots of wasps around the one I was going to sit at, so you'll see like there was 2 different trees. Yes, but I really enjoyed reading The Raven. I'm really glad that I'm doing this readathon because I'm really expanding my reading. I'm not gonna lie, every time I read Nevermore, I imagined, you know, that Simpsons episode, the Treehouse of Horror, and Bart is the Raven, he says Nevermore. I did keep imagining that. But yeah, no, it's really good. It's really good to read it all. But yes, that is officially book number 2 done, and another bingo card prompt ticked off. Yay, so I'm going to get back to reading The Great Gatsby, and then I'm going to have some lunch, watch more of the Gilmore Girls, obviously, and then probably have another coffee. But I think I'm going to be able to read all the ones I said I'm going to read, and I might be able to squeeze another one in if I read quick enough. But fingers crossed. Take a break from reading. I'm going to have an obscenely healthy lunch for a Rory Gilmore challenge. But tonight I'm going to have like a proper Luke Steiner meal, which high in calories, so I thought healthy lunch. And the tomatoes in this, I grew myself, so proud, and they're really sweet and delicious. Excellent. And I'm going to watch the rest of the Gilmore Girls so I can finally fully tick off that on the bingo board. Second coffee of the day, and it is, what time is it? It's just before 2, which actually I'm doing quite well in terms of coffee. I thought I'd already be like on my 3rd or 4th cup. And I only have about 20 pages, less than 20 pages, about 20 pages left. Let's do this. Done, and it is 10 to 3, so yeah, doing really well. Have about 7 hours left. I really enjoyed this. Really good read. I was a bit slow with it, but it is also, the writing is actually, even though it looks really thin, the writing is a bit small, so it took longer than what I was expecting, but still on track to finish my TBR. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I can't believe that when this was first published, I mean, it took a few decades, I think, before it actually became popular. People really didn't like it to begin with, but I did. I love the fact it was set in the 20s. It's not something I've really read before. So yeah, I'm really glad that I've picked the books I have and expanding my my reading genres, you know. So the last one at my TBR is Stephen King's Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. Now, I don't think it's too long. Yeah, it starts on page 1 and then it finishes on page 132, so it's not going to take me too long. It's more pages than The Great Gatsby, however the writing, I don't know if you can see that, but the writing is much bigger, so I think I'm going to get through it a lot quicker, so I might have time to read one other book and then I would have ticked 5 off, which would be amazing. But I'm going to read this and then I'm going to think, because I have a couple around that I could read that are from the Rory Gilmore book list. So that'd be good. So I'm just going to check on my bingo card. I think I might have ticked them all off. So read under a study tree, done. Make a Luke Steiner inspired meal. I had pancakes this morning for breakfast, but I'm also going to have cheeseburger and fries for dinner, so definitely ticked off. Read a cozy book. I'm ticking that off for Letters to a Young Poet. I also saw that Carolyn read that one as well, and she ticked it off for that, so yeah, because I thought it was a bit cozy, you know. And then read while listening to music. I did that last night while reading Letters to a Young Poet, and I've done a little bit throughout the day today. Watch an episode of Grandma Girls, done. Drink coffee, 2 cups so far. Read a book from the Rory Gilmore list, all of them are. Read more than 3 books, any length, completed with this one. And read a classic, which I have, so I'm done. And I still have 7 hours to go, but I've done the whole bingo card. Amazing. Right, I'm going to get on and see if I can finish this and squeeze in another book off the list. I just realised I said 7 hours, didn't I? It's 9 hours. I'm tired. My brain's not working, but we push on. We push on. My first ever King book I'm going to read now. Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption by Stephen King. And yeah, I'm definitely going to finish this, and then I think I will be able to squeeze in another book. I've got 2 in mind, and it just depends on what time I finish this one. Depends on which one I choose, because obviously the page numbers, the amount of pages to read is different. But I'm going to run a bath, and I'm going to continue reading this. Nice and relaxing. Post-bath update. Oh, my hair. That is a really messy bun right now. So, post-bath update. I have about 50 pages left to go in Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. We're really getting to, like, you know, that part of the story. But yeah, I'm gonna make dinner, read, eat, watch a little bit more Gilmore Girls, finish this, and hopefully squeeze in another book. So I am making another Luke Steiner inspired meal. I am going to be making cheeseburgers. As you can see, I actually went to Lidl this week. I haven't been in ages because I had Italian week and I wanted to buy lots of Italian stuff. And I saw this because I didn't have any barbecue sauce and I knew I needed it for this weekend. And I'm quite interested to see how good it is. I got this one, I had a few different ones. Oh, I got this one because it had chipotle in it, which I thought would be nice. A little bit of a kick. So yeah, I'm gonna make a burger that Luke would be proud of. And yeah, I forgot how much I love the early Suki and Jackson moments in Gilmore Girls. Like, oh, I've not rewatched this in so long. I'm really enjoying it, but I need to stop after this episode and finish my reading. And also because in Shawshank, it's just getting to the bit, you know, where it's all coming together, the plans coming together and things. So I really want to finish that. So yeah, 5 minutes. And then it's back to reading. Just finished Shawshank Redemption. I really enjoyed that story. I've not seen the film in years and I really need to watch it again, but I really enjoyed that. And I really enjoyed reading Stephen King's writing. Yeah. I think I'm gonna, at some point I want to try reading his well-known kind of horror works. I'm not really like a horror film person, but I think I want to give one book at least to go and see if I enjoy it. But it is 9:20, so I have time to read another book. I have a couple of options, and I think I'm gonna go for Alice in Wonderland. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I have it on my Kindle, and it is on BBC Sounds. They have the audiobook as well, so I can listen to it and read it, and I should be able to get that done. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So that's 4. I'm gonna go for my 5th one. 5 books in 24 hours. Um, 41% of the way through Alice in Wonderland. I'm starting to get really tired now. My lack of sleep is starting to hit me. It's 10:30, so it's an hour and a half to go, so I should be fine to get through this. I've seen the film, but I've never actually read Alice in Wonderland, and there's a lot more characters in there than I knew that there were. So that's quite interesting. But I just need to... Oh, excuse me. Oh, I feel like the world's longest yawn. I just need to stay awake. If I stay awake till 11:59, then I would have done it. That is the aim, guys. That's the aim. Let's do this. Let's finish this. And then sleep. I can sleep. 5 books, 24 hours. I am done. I am so tired. I'm gonna sleep, and I'm gonna wrap up all of this tomorrow about how I felt about my first readathon experience. And yes, good night. Hi, so it is the next day after I've done the readathon, and I just like to say there might be some background noise. I had been waiting to film, but there's music and stuff and they're not stopping, so it's gonna be there. But yes, I really enjoyed it. I ended up reading 5 books in the end, and actually I've given all of them 4 stars. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Got to read books that I would never usually pick up. So I'm going to explore that list of books, the Rory Gilmore list, and tick a lot more off. Challenge myself to read more on there. And yeah, I watched 3 episodes of Gilmore Girls yesterday as well, and managed to finish 5 books. So I'm really proud of myself. I completed the bingo card. I really enjoyed the readathon. I definitely want to do another like kind of readathon or challenge, but I think next time I might try starting at 8 p.m. and do it for 24 hours from there, because starting at midnight was a bit hard. So I was up for awake till about 2ish, and then I had to go to sleep and then get up, I think, yeah. And then the last couple hours were hard for me because I was really tired, but I managed to make it to midnight, which was really good. And yes, so it's been a wonderful experience. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!